get into it. I'm going to take a towel and I'm going to put it around the client's neck. And I'm doing this because you do not want the cape touching every client. So I'm going to put this towel around her first. And then I'm going to take this and put it around the towel. And this to ensure that when I'm washing her hair, she does not get drenched with water. Because sometimes it has a habit of traveling down the ears. So this is what this is for. So first thing I'm going to do is I am going to test the temperature. I'm going to make sure that it's warm enough for the client. Make sure she is okay with how it feels. And I am going to rinse her hair thoroughly before I put any shampoo in it. I'm going to get all the oils, products, and whatever else that may be in her hair out first. Also keep in mind that you don't want to skip this step of rinsing the hair before applying the shampoo, because if not, if you go right into applying the shampoo, it is not going to allow the hair to lather effectively as it could, and you're going to go through a ton of shampoo that's very unnecessary to use. So make sure you add the water first before applying the shampoo. So I have a 3-step shampoo process to ensure the client's hair is clean as possible. The first step in the shampoo that I use is the Design Essentials Oat and Protein and Henna. And what this shampoo does is it removes the dirt buildup and residue that is in the hair, but also give you a very deep cleansing. So I take a couple of squirts, rub it in my hand, then I am going to apply it from her edges to her roots, down to her hair, all the way to the ends. And when I'm applying this shampoo on her scalp, I'm going to make sure I am massaging her scalp gently and also covering her head entirely with the shampoo. I don't want to miss a spot where there is no shampoo at. And also make sure that you pay attention to the back, because that often gets overlooked and not cleaned. So make that a priority when washing the client's hair. I stopped recording for the rest of the shampoo, but I did want to show you a visual of the shampoos I use and why. I went more into detail about this step in a previous video, so if you're interested in hearing that more in depth, you can go check that video out, or you could just take the time to read this. Now that her hair is all clean and fresh, you can see how her curl pattern is just popping and is amplified. I got this picture from the internet, and it is just showing examples of the different types of hair textures. If you look closely at her hair, you can see how, like many people, she had a mixture of hair textures. I saw 2B, 3A, 3B. So as I work through the sections, you will be able to see better what I mean by the mixed hair textures. Getting right into it, first thing I'm going to do is apply a little detangler in her hair, just because she have the hair type that is more prone to tangling. So I want to make sure where I'm parting, it is not a lot of tension on her hair and it's less painful as possible. I'm going from the roots and working my way down to the hair, to the ends, to avoid any tangling. This is the conditioner that I used. You can use any type of conditioner that you like, but this is what I used. I used this because it is a cream base, and I wanted to make sure that it penetrated her hair very well. So that's why I decided to use cream with her hair type. And she also expressed to me how she has been experiencing some breakage due to her hair being dry. She has split ends and her hair gets very frizzy. So this is the perfect product to restore that moisture back into her hair to prevent that. So now I'm going to take my wide tooth comb and I'm going to begin to part and comb out her hair. And the reason why I chose the wide tooth comb is because I haven't combed out and detangled her hair yet. So you're going to see me trying to part it in 4 quadrants and then starting from the ends and working my way up to combing it out. Now, when you start to actually part, if you want to switch over to a smaller tooth or maybe a ragtail comb so you can have more cleaner parts, then you can do that. But always use a wide tooth comb when it comes to combing the hair. If I was to try to use a comb that has smaller teeth while trying to comb, I will run into pulling her hair and it will be very uncomfortable for her, and it will also probably cause some breakage. So keep that in mind when you have not detangled the client hair yet. Use a wide tooth to comb and detangle, and then switch over to the smaller teeth to get neater parts. So like I said before, you see I'm combing ends and working my way up so I won't cause any breakage on her hair. And once I feel like her hair is all detangled, I am going to go ahead and part her hair in 4 quadrants. And I'm going to do that because I want my parts of these starter locks to be symmetrical. So 4 quadrants is going to be your foundation to go off of starting the starter locks. And she also chose to go with the square parting method, which is also referred to as the brick method. And this just gives a more neat, cleaner, uniform look. So there's another reason why I also chose to go with the 4 quadrants to start with the foundation. Now, you do have other parting methods like triangle or random parts, which means if there's no precise shape. You have oval, so many different ones. Now that I have my 4 quadrants, which is my foundation, I'm going to go ahead and start that first row in the back. To ensure that my parts are neat and it's easier for me to see the guidelines, I am using pure au naturals lock gel to just put at the base, and then down the hair I am using mousse to actually coil her hair. And you can see from the quadrants as we're split in the middle. So now it's easier for me to make sure that on both sides there is the equal amount of locks. So what you see me doing now is just clarifying my part, making sure it is straight, making sure it is clean, and making sure it is even. The foundation is one of the most important because once you start it, there is no going back unless you start all the way over or do some lock reconstruction. So just be really mindful of the foundation the client wants and try your best to give them that desired neat look. Now, as I mentioned earlier, how she has multiple hair textures in her hair, you can see how this back row is way more of a 2A. It's way more straighter than curly. So due to that, I am going to do 2 on this side and 2 on the other side of the part. And I'm doing 2 just because when her locks are mature, I want to ensure that her actual locks will not be too heavy to hold her root, considering that her hair is naturally a 2A in the back and is way more softer. So you have to always keep in mind when starting the size of the locks of the client's hair texture and how soft and strong the client hair is. And also, I know how you see on the picture I showed that the first 3 hair textures are crossed out, which are indicating that they are not best for starting locks. So eventually, I just might have to insta-lock her back row just because it is so straight and it will take forever to lock. So I will do a video on that when that time does come. But for now, we're just gonna roll with it and work our way up to the curlier parts of her hair. And when applying the clips, I like to place them diagonal just so it can hold the root into place. But honestly, I can't say there is a wrong way to place the clips, long as it's not uncomfortable for the client and it holds the lock as you need it to. So as I'm working my way up her head, even though my initial foundation part in the middle is a little off, I am still ensuring that I am keeping the same amount of even lock parts on each side so it could be symmetrical. So as I went up, it went from 2 on each side to 3 in the second row, and as I go up, it may be 4 or 5, but like I said, just keeping that equal amount of number on each side of the part. And what I'm doing is I am taking a little bit of mousse in my hand and I'm applying it to each section of her hair that I am going to make a coil. And I am making sure I am taking my time making these coils so they can come out really pretty and really neat. Here is a visual picture of the mousse I am using. Just like the rest of the products, this all will be included in the description down below. When it comes to the direction that you are coiling the hair, you can go clockwise or counterclockwise. It kind of depends on whether you are a left-handed or a right-handed person. I am a right-handed individual, so it is easier and more natural for me to coil the hair to the right. But whatever direction you choose, you have to stick with that direction throughout the entirety of her lock journey. So if you start to the right, you do not want to go twisting to the left at any point or vice versa. If you happen to do so, the problem that will occur is you will start to see the inconsistencies throughout the lock as it grow. You will see the time that you twist it to the right or to the left in the lock, and it just won't look very uniformed. In the beginning of the journey, what it can cause is the actual coils to unravel. So it's going to take about 6 months up to a year, depending on the hair type and texture, for the starter locks to start budding and going through the process of becoming a mature lock. So you just want to make sure you are staying consistent with the direction that you are twisting the hair. Get to the sides of her hair, you still gonna have that guiding line from the horizontal part that came from the four quadrants. So as you did before, keep it symmetrical on each side. Now, as you can see, the more that I move up on her head, the more of her hair texture that is curlier, and it is going from the 2B to the 3s, and it is going to lock even better because of the curl. Now from this point, you're just going to repeat everything I mentioned in the beginning of this video until you complete the whole head of starter locks. We're all finished. This is how it came out. Now I'm just going to put her under the dryer for about 35 minutes. And we're going to go from there. So stay tuned to see how this came out. So yes, this is the finishing result. Her coils came out so beautiful and curly. I can't wait to see how this lock journey goes. After the video, what we did was like a little simple style. It's so beautiful. And she definitely loved them. This is her all dressed up, looking gorgeous. Just a reminder that locks are definitely bringing sexy back. Some feel the need to cover their locks up with wigs or other styles to feel sexy, but this is encouragement that you can still be gorgeous and beautiful and sexy with locks. Thank you all for watching. I hope you found value in this video. And if you are interested in any of the products that I use, check the description below. Tune in to next time. Like, share, subscribe, stay beautiful, and have a wonderful day.